Welcome to the Mark Goffney Interviews, Breaking the Silence and Restoring Integrity, Notes on Evolving Love in Public Culture. Hi, I'm Lisa Engles, and as a board member for the Center for Integral Wisdom, I've stepped forward to support Mark in revealing the truth about the stories that have been circulating around the web for over a decade through this series of video interviews. The time has come to expose the perpetrators who've been disguising themselves as protectors, not only for Mark's sake, but for the sake of evolving our culture, evolving the way we handle conflict, evolving the way we step into leadership and to take a stand for evolving the very source code and narrative of love itself. In this light, I believe that you'll find this library of interviews on the surface a telling of one man's story, but on a much deeper level, a profound body of teachings on the cultural, social, and psychological aspects of smear campaigns.
So I want to bring this back to what this entire sacred retreat is about and sort of pull in everything we've been talking about in the last hour or two here. So outrageous love. Like, what is outrageous love, right? For me, I first experienced outrageous love the first time my partner wrapped his arms around me, and I knew it wasn't Tim wrapping his arms around me. I knew it was God expressing itself through Tim to me. It was the most amazing experience of love I've ever experienced, because it was the first time that I hadn't attached love to a human. For me, love at that point had transcended just being human. There was something so much more to that. And that understanding of what love was with Tim was so profound for me. And it's, I think, what has carried my relationship with Tim for the last 5 years. Because it's not about Tim. Honestly, I mean, he is my partner, but it's my relationship to the evolutionary impulse, to the evolutionary love. And so I met this beautiful woman, T-Bird, through an ex-partner of mine, and she told me, you have to come meet Mark. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, and the first time I heard Mark and heard him speak, I had the exact same experience that I had when Tim wrapped his arms around me and experienced that love, that same exact love. And I knew I was supposed to be in relationship with Mark, not in a sexual romantic relationship. I understood that this love transcended. It was outrageous love. It was radical love. And what I can say about my experience, and I've been working with Mark for a year and a half or so now, and I can say without a doubt that Mark is a radical lover. A radical lover. And he loves everybody. I mean, you can see it, you can feel it in the way that he is. And when I point blank asked Mark days ago, do you still love these women that have been smearing you? It didn't take him half a second to say, yeah, I do. That's an outrageous lover. That's what an outrageous lover does. Because outrageous love transcends human, you know? Transcends. We're not reducing love to the human form. So I'm going to take that, and I want to go back to something that's really important here about internet. We're living in a world, I love everything that you talk about with, you know, the noosphere is the nervous system of Gaia, right? And so it's brand new, right? It's just, we've just birthed the noosphere. It's a baby nervous system. And so what's happened, as you've beautifully said over the weekend, is it's new. It doesn't know like what it's doing. And so it's a tool that we can use, and it's how we're using this tool. It's being used very irresponsibly, right? It's being used very irresponsibly. And so it's not the tool itself that's the bad thing. Internet is not bad. It's fucking amazing. Like what we've talked about this weekend of how we can use the internet to connect us, all of us who are working towards the evolution of love in public culture, it is the very thing that's going to allow us to do that, because we cannot do that in our locale. We have become a global planet, global nation, right? Globalization is happening. So it's not the tool, it's not internet, it's how we're using internet. So it's time for us to take a stand for using it responsibly, right? It's time to have some digital integrity, and it's time, as I spoke to a little bit earlier, for us to have not just digital, we need to have digital integrity so that we can have digital intimacy, because all of this that's happening right here, what Mark, I think you would say, is a crisis of intimacy. I would say it's a crisis of connection, but we're saying the same thing, because connection, being connected, is being intimate, right? So what I want to invite us to do here is I invite us to evolve love in public culture by restoring integrity on the internet, digital integrity. How? How do we do that? We do that by discerning the truth. You already gave us those 4 principles. Those 4, and people can go back and look at what those 4 discerning principles are. But we have to be in a practice of discerning truth. That is what an evolutionary does. Right? An evolutionary lover is in the practice of discerning truth. Always. So we're going to restore digital intimacy by always being in the practice of discerning truth, taking responsibility for what it is that we do in the digital space, and participating in a way that evolves love in public culture. And if we start small, we take a stand for it, we have to model it. There is no model. We are the ones that are modeling it. There's nothing there. It's a baby, right?